Now, why would American political factions, when I was growing up, we were anti-communist. America was anti-communist. Communists were the bad guys. We were in a Cold War. Starting in 1980, I was being paid by the United States government to represent them, to do work to make sure that we were winning the Cold War. Our enemy was, at the time, Communist China was pretty quiet. But it was the Soviet Union, and they were our competitors. They were our industrial competitors. They were technological competitors. But at the time, we heard the rhetoric. They're the bad guys. We're the good guys. A lot of flag waving, but nobody actually explained the precepts behind why somebody would consider the Soviet Union an enemy. And at the time, there was times that periodically you'd get a chance to meet somebody who was Russian, who's either come from Russia. And oh, by the way, there were people that were actually pulled out of these strange Russian gulags that were sent away because of their political views that made it to America through some political wheels and deals and stuff like that, some trade-offs. There was some really heavy-duty persecution going on back during those times in the Soviet Union. But at the time, when you meet Russian people, you say, you know, we actually have a lot of some similar cultural interest, and we have some. When you get together with these people, you generally can enjoy their company. So why were the enemy? And what it was is, if you had the education on it, which I didn't, you know, we just heard they were the bad guys, is that they have this mission, just like the anarchists, because they're Marxists, that the elite status group, the ones who are in the know, are the ones who are put in power. And you can't get into power unless you're part of that elite group, elite because of your mentality and philosophy. And essentially, it's religion. That's what it is. It's the religious views. It is religious views, yes, though you try to call it secular, it really isn't. It's religious. And because what would happen is anybody that would not conform to that societal Marxist norm would be oppressed into complying or conforming, or they would be eliminated. Some of the people that sent off to these strange camps up in Siberia were in the oppression mode, were sort of eliminated mode. They kept out of society. Others were actually given the death sentence. Right now in China, you can be murdered. In fact, a good way for the Chinese government and people who are in the elite group to make money is to find Christians and other religious people, anywhere from the ages about 30 to 35, who are in very good health, and go ahead and claim that their religious views cause them to be a national security threat. And then you can put them into jail and nobody can send a defense counsel to them and nobody can talk to them, and then you can kill them. And then once you kill them in China, what's really happening right there, they get to sell those people of faith's body to Americans who are spending big bucks going to the silly tour where they get to see the human body in the Coliseum of Mobile, Alabama, or whatever you call it. Okay? And you're seeing these things all over the country. And so what's happening is those people who are not conformed to the communist Marxist norm are being either oppressed or eliminated. And China's figured out a good way to make a money off the deal because they can sell their bodies to a strange museum. Or those of you who would don't mind taking your organs from somebody who was murdered because of their faith could go to China and really in a short order obtain some organs. There's some wicked stuff going on, and it's because of a mentality that is based, it's a religious view, it's not secular, but it's the secular government power is being used to, because of this Marxist, in this case, viewpoint, to try to spread their religious view to their society through the use of coercion. So principal targets of the Marxist state are those with a biblical worldview. And yeah, you're going to hear that on the Faith and Freedom Show. I say our freedom comes in proportion to our faith.